Are we going? How are we gonna see how many people are viewing?
It's somewhere. Oh, we're live. Or at least maybe we're live. I think we're live.
How are we gonna see how many people are viewing?
Somewhere. Oh, we're live. Welcome. Or at least maybe we're live. I think we're live. We're live. Oh, I should close it. We're live. Welcome, everybody. Oh, we're live. Okay. Welcome. I don't know why this is echoing so much. Maybe we're live. I think we're live. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. I'll close it in that window. All right, we're ready. We're here. We're good to go.
Hi, everyone.
So my name's Vanessa.
And I'm Leigh.
And we run smithbysmithies.tumblr.com. And if you haven't checked out, you really should. There's a lot of really cool stuff from real life Smithies on there. You can find out about sports, academics, what it's like to live in a house, not dorm, all that kind of stuff. But we're here tonight to answer your questions. If you're an admitted student, welcome to the class of 2020. If you're a parent, if you're a junior, or anyone else looking at Smith, you're welcome too. We're going to be looking on Tumblr, on Facebook, and on the live chat, which is like over here in this general direction. So send us your questions. We also have some questions from the Tumblr that we printed out, and we'd love to answer for you. So we have 13 people viewing right now. Hello.
Should we introduce ourselves and say a little bit about our interests?
Sure, go for it, Leigh.
Okay, so I am a sophomore here at Smith. I actually grew up in Massachusetts, but in high school I moved to Hawaii with my family where they live now, and I kind of call that home now. I live in Wilson House right now, which is 102 people, the largest house on campus. If you have any questions about living on the quad or any housing, feel free to drop those questions off for us. At Smith, I play tennis, I play violin in the orchestra, I'm in ukulele club, I'm in student events committee, I'm on house council as the head of new students. I work in the admissions office as a multicultural recruitment intern, Smith by Smithies. What else do I do?
I don't know, you're just great. Hello, Ellie Danford, one of our viewers. Do you have a question, Ellie? She's using the chat box.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Vanessa. I'm a junior here. I'm from San Diego, California. I live here in Baldwin, which is where we are right now. This is my room. I'm a study woman and gender major, but I take a lot of classes in the sociology department. So Leigh and I have some classes together. I'm writing.
Sociology major, I forgot.
Oh yeah, that's important. Swag is great. It's a really well-funded department. There's a lot of really cool classes. It's very interdisciplinary. So I've taken law classes. I've taken classes on pop culture, things cross-listed with sociology. One of my favorite classes was the law class with Carrie Baker. She was really cool. She used to be a lawyer, and she came into Smith and can tell us like war stories from the field, and she's a really great professor. And then right now I'm taking a class that's cross-listed with government and swag. It's a seminar with Gary Leering. It's called The Politics of Heterosexuality, and it's really interesting. We're tackling it from a lot of different perspectives. This afternoon we were talking about the intersections between queer theory, disability theory, and trans politics. It was really cool, and so it's constantly stretching my mind as I get into these upper level seminars. So that's a lot about swag right off the bat. I went to
something.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to talk about your study abroad if you're going to.
Okay, that's what I was going to say.
I also volunteer with Safe Passage, which is an organization downtown. It's community service, and it's for survivors of domestic violence. So I am a volunteer there, and I work at the front desk. I answer the crisis hotline, and I take care of children who are staying in the shelter. So if you have any questions about community service or Safe Passage, feel free to.
A lot of Smithies are really involved in community service, both on the Smith campus and around. Hi, Kelly P. You're also from California. How cool. So transitioning to Massachusetts winter was not as straightforward as I thought it would be, because there's lots of different things going into the weather that you don't anticipate. My mom sent me to California with a couple pairs of thick socks, but I was really lucky to have roommates who were from the East Coast and from New England. We'll get to your other questions, don't worry. And they were really helpful in figuring out what I needed to buy, like coat-wise, pants-wise, because it's wet, it's dry, it's windy, it's very cold. But then sometimes we have a very mild winter. Like this was a really mild winter. It was 70 degrees today, and it's not even April yet. And we had, it's been really mild actually. Just been nice but concerning because
last year,
climate change.
9 feet of snow.
Last year was
Not
intense. That was like the one point in the semester when I texted my mom like, why did you let me come to the East Coast? So we're gonna check our Facebook.
Oh, Ellie asked a question.
We see you, Ellie. Is it so? I want to take a question from Tumblr, and then we'll get back to the YouTube questions. So we got a question that says, "Is it relatively easy to double major?" We had a question like this on Facebook earlier, so I actually talked to one of my friends double majoring a little bit earlier today. She's a government and swag double major, and it's really easy, especially when you're taking something that has a lot of cross-listed classes. A little harder. One of my friends is doubling in bio and art, so that's a little less crossover. But I did get a question on Tumblr about if you have, because with the open curriculum, half your classes have to be outside your major, half your classes have to be outside each of your major. So for her government classes, her swag classes don't count as being part of her major. So her swag classes count as outside her major, if that makes sense. So it is really easy. End of story. We could take some more questions from the chat. Do you want to talk about how it is finding volunteer opportunities?
So the college, the way I found out about a safe passage was the community service office put out an email about it. So I just went to the info session, and that's how I got involved. So there is a community service office that is really accessible to students. It's in one of our academic buildings, and you can just pop by and say what you're interested in, and they will set you up with something. There's also a community service fair at the beginning of each semester where different organizations will bring a table to the big room, and you can just mill around picking up brochures or signing up for emails. So the college definitely provides a lot of opportunities for you to get involved with community service.
Yeah. Hi, Sadie. I remember you from when you got an early decision and you submitted your Meet the Class of 2020. I remember you. But yeah, I do know Carrie Peterson. She lives downstairs. She's really cool.
Lily. How is the pre-law program at Smith? Are either of you pre-law?
Neither of us are pre-law, but I've taken, if you were here earlier, I have taken a class in the pre-law track, and we have pre-law advisors, so there's not a pre-law major, but there is that track, so you can be on that track and you'll be super prepared. There's a lot of institutional support because so many Smithies end up going to law school. So one really cool law class I took was a swag class, Study of Women and Gender Law and Policy, that went through the history of what do you call it, like constitutional law, basically, and how we got our rights, how we got here today. And that was really cool. So that was with a former attorney, Carrie Baker, or I guess she would still be an attorney, but she's not a practicing attorney that I know of right now.
My friend just got into Northwestern Law School for next year, so it works. They prepare you.
Yeah. So I'm looking down. I'm just looking at your questions. We have a 2-laptop project going on here. Yay for you, Grace, for wanting to double major in NeuroGov. That's awesome. How difficult? So Kelly P asks, how difficult is it to take classes at Amherst, UMass, Amherst, other classes in the 5 College Consortium? How does the house system work? I'm assuming those are 2 separate questions. So we'll talk about 5 college classes first.
Okay.
Leigh, have you ever taken a 5 college class?
No, but I plan to because I'm doing a 5 college certificate in culture, health, and science. So I have to take a class off campus at some point. Yeah. I'm excited.
I just got approval to take a seminar at Mount Holyoke for next semester, but a lot of people take classes off campus. About 40% of Smith students take classes off campus in one of the other 5 colleges. If you don't know, we're part of a 5 college consortium. All the colleges are in a 12-mile radius, so it's us, Mount Holyoke College, which is another women's college, Hampshire College, UMass Amherst, which is a large public university, and then Amherst College, which is another small liberal arts school. So it is really easy, and then we have a free bus system that goes between all those colleges, and it runs really regularly and is in tune to class schedule, and you can take that for free with your student ID. So it's really popular. I have a lot of friends taking classes right now. Somebody who works in the admissions office with us, Hazley, I think she's taken a class at every single campus. So some people, that's their goal.
Housing system?
Yeah, you want to explain the housing system? So
if you guys choose to come to Smith, during the summer you'll get housing forms in your email. There will be housing forms asking which area of campus you want to live in, and then housing forms talking about roommates. So the roommate thing, you'll just answer I think somebody asked a question about roommates.
Yeah.
To talk about that really quickly, it's just they'll ask you like sleeping patterns, if you smoke or not. What other questions?
Yeah, sleeping patterns, if you like to study in your room or if you like to study in the library.
With music, so they're just looking for good matches. And then the housing system, there are a lot of different areas on campus you can live on, and if you want to see the different houses, check out Smith Cribs, because we have real pictures, real rooms.
Yeah, and that's on Smith by Smithies.
Yeah, so the areas of campus are West Quad, East Quad, Upper Elm, Lower Elm, Center Campus, and Green Street. Is that right?
That's right.
And so you can pick your area of campus that you want to live on. A lot of people pick based on how close they want to be to classroom buildings, how close they want to be to downtown, how big the house they want to be in. So I live in a house with 100 people, but I have a friend who lives in a house with 30 people. So if you want to be in like a larger community or smaller community, you can choose based on that. And there are tons of profiles of the houses all on Smith by Smithy, so check that out. And then, so the idea is that you stay in the house for all 4 years too. So you'll get placed in as a first year, and then you'll get to meet seniors, you'll get to meet juniors and sophomores. So it's really great to get to meet all 4 class years that way. And if you are not happy with the house that you get placed in, you can totally move as well.
Yeah, about 50% of people stay in the same house for all 4 years, and 50% change it up for at some point during their career. All right, pre-health and pre-law are similar in that they're both tracks, right? Any differences? So that's right, they are both tracks, they're not majors. So pre-health, which, so it's not pre-med or pre-vet, it's pre-health. They are just, there's pre-health advisors, pre-law advisors, and they'll make sure you're prepared to go on to med school, law school, whatever you're looking to do.
You get an advisor for each, right?
Mm-hmm. As far as the housing system, do people tend to stay in the same house for all 4 years, or do people switch around? So I just answered that. About 50% of people stay in the same house for all 4 years, 50% mix it up. I know people who've changed houses every year. I've stayed in this house all the semesters I've been at Smith.
I have 2 stayed in Wilson all 4 semesters.
Why did you decide on Smith over the other colleges you were looking at?
I'll go. I was choosing between Smith and another small liberal arts college that was super similar, both about the same size, both about the same academic rigor. But one was co-ed, the other one. So I chose Smith because I really wanted to go to women's college, because I figured it's a super unique experience. I'll have men in my life for the rest of my life, and only 4 years that I could be surrounded by all other women. So that's why I chose Smith when it came down to it. It took a long time though. I empathize with you guys who are still on the fence about it, because I did not choose until the last day possible. I would not suggest that because it's a little bit stressful, but I submitted on April 30th, I think.
Wow.
Also, my mom is a Smithy, so she heavily influenced my decision. But I'm so happy I picked it.
We want to take a couple questions from Tumblr. Since Smith is a small college, do students get a lot of attention from the professors and other support groups? I would say definitely. All professors have office hours that they really welcome you to, and you can make an appointment with them if the office hours don't work for your schedule. And because the classes are so small, you automatically get to know your professor really well. That there's no skipping the reading or falling asleep in class. They know you. They'll notice if you were there or not.
They all learn your names too, which
really
means
quickly.
a lot to me.
Yeah, it's really cool. So other support groups. I guess academically, there's a lot of support if that's what your question means. We have some tutoring centers on campus that you can add. There's peer tutors and faculty members you can get help from. Things for writing, qualitative and quantitative research, all that.
I think within the house too, there's a lot of support. So something I didn't talk about within the housing system is there's house council, which is each house has a completely student-run government. So there's a house president, a vice president, all these various positions like head of new students. And one of them is student academic advisor. So that is a student in your house who has stepped up as a leader to lead new students or even students who've been here for a while and picking classes, learning how to register for them. And so they're totally a great resource for academic support.
Let's take another question from Tumblr, and then we'll go back to YouTube. Are there any language immersion houses? I heard the French house closed a few years ago, so are there any left? Yes. There's, in Cutter House, I believe it is, there are language immersion floors. So there's a French floor. Are there any other language floors?
I only know the French floor.
I think because that's really popular because we have a year in Paris program for juniors, so that's really, really popular to get that experience.
There are language tables during lunch.
Yeah, so there's a Chinese table, Spanish table.
Korean.
So you go and you only speak that language to get practice. All right, let's look back. A lot of stuff on here. Okay. Would like to say that in the group me chat all the okay, well, we're fangirling over you. Would like to say that in the group me chat, all the new students are fangirling because y'all are amazing.
Thank you, Ellie. That means a lot.
I don't know what group me is. Should I? For you personally, when did you realize that you had chosen the right house? It makes me kind of nervous, though I know I shouldn't. Haha. Well, Iris, you get placed in a house and you just kind of see how it goes. And I think Res Life is really good at figuring out where you'll be a good fit and helping you if it for some reason isn't a good fit, helping you figure it out.
What's Res Life, Vanessa?
Res Life, that's a great question, Leigh. Res Life is the office of, it's in student affairs, residential life. So there's a lot of like adults who work there, and then they have people in the houses. So we have head residents, which is kind of like RAs at other colleges, and then house community advisors, which work closely with your head resident. I think you know if you pick the right house like pretty quickly, because you'll make friends. You'll either gel with the community or you won't. This house, for example, is really chill. We like to we do things all the time. Like, we're very social people, but we also, it's not a super loud house. We also like being downtown. We're literally like right across the street from downtown, which we really like.
Grace. I'm pretty sure I want to live in the quad, but I'm a little worried about it being too loud. I hear a bunch of mixed messages, but it's actually super loud. I live in the quad. I don't think it's too loud. There's a stereotype that it's too loud, but as a person that lives there, I say no, because we have quiet hours after 11 p.m. You are asked to bring the noise level down if there is, which there's rarely. I have found myself asking somebody to quiet down one time in my 2 years here. On the weekends, it's 1 a.m. And people in the quad are also just generally respectful about if you ask them, they will hush up. Do you have anything to say about this? Because I feel like people who don't live in the quad think that it's always really loud, but it's very much not so.
I don't know. I usually go to the quad like for parties, so it's generally louder at that time. But when I go just to do homework with friends there, it's not like very loud. Like, it's normal. It's the same as it is here.
Yeah.
Yeah. How rigorous would you say? So Grace asks, how rigorous would you say Smith is? Like, how many hours you spend outside of class studying? I'm worried about adjusting. That's totally valid.
You wouldn't have been selected to come here if they thought you wouldn't be able to handle the workload.
Yeah. That's very true. It's hard to say how many hours a week. Like, for example, Leigh and I are in 2 classes together, and they were both canceled today, so we didn't have any work to do for that class.
Don't they say like 2 hours outside of class for every 1 hour you spend in class?
Yeah, so if you spend 3 hours a week in class, you're expected to do 6 hours. I think that's pretty average. Depends on how fast a reader you are. It depends how you like to process. It's also really different if you're in the sciences, and then you have labs and that kind of thing, where you're in class more, and doing like problem sets and like different kinds of homework. Some people get away with doing very little hours outside of class. Some people spend a lot of hours outside of class, and I would consider myself like pretty average. I'm also a really fast writer, so when I'm like writing papers, it doesn't take me as long.
Are you a fast reader?
I'm not a very fast reader. Me too. I tried a speed reader thing today, but it was too fast. Oh
my gosh, someone asked us to marry them.
We're
Find us next year.
All right. I'm glad you guys are chatting with each other to have fun.
All right, let's check some Tumblr, or we can go on to the paper questions.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so somebody on Tumblr asked, what are the LGBT support groups like? So we do have a Gender and Sexuality and Women's Resource Center, and a lot of kind of niche groups, not really niche, but like special, like PRISM. How would you describe PRISM?
Oh, so PRISM is the Queer People of Color group on campus, and they meet once a week, and I don't know if they
have events.
A support group.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a support group.
I talk about intersectionality a lot.
Yeah, so I think it's for the, obviously I'm not a person of color, so I don't go to that meeting, but.
I've never been either, but I know that it's a strong community.
Yeah.
And they just brought Dark Matter. Is that what it's called? I think?
Yeah, Dark Matter.
So they brought some spoken word poetry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry if this is incorrect, but yeah, I saw a little bit about that on social media recently. So that's one that I know of. And then I've seen like one called Asexual Smithies, I think.
Mm-hmm. But as far as like needing like an LGBT group, you're good if you go to Smith. It's very accepting. It's what you would call open and affirming, and it's a great place to live.
We got another marriage proposal.
Wow. We're so popular. Julie asks, how likely is it to live in a single during your first year? Do most first years have a roommate? I don't actually know statistics like how many first years have roommates, but most first years have roommates, except there's a couple houses that are all singles, like King House.
And Scales House. If you don't want a roommate, try to put down East Quad. But if you also don't want a roommate, put down Quad, because most of the rooms on the Quad are singles.
Yeah.
I'm a sophomore, I'm a single.
Yeah, but I mean, I've had a single, I live on Lower Elm, and I've had a single my whole Smith career.
Wow.
So, except like I had a roommate for a couple weeks first year, but then like a single opened up and I was like, but there's nothing wrong with having a roommate. A roommate's great. Except like if you end up having somebody with different sleep schedules. But 70% of the rooms at Smith are singles. So by your sophomore, junior at latest, you'll have a single.
But if you really want a single, then Green Street is probably not the place to go, because you are not guaranteed a single till your senior year. I think that's true.
Yeah. And then in Park House, our friend Becca, she's planning on living at the same room. She's my year, she's a junior. She's planning on living with a roommate through her same roommate from first year through senior year. They like that. But she likes having a roommate. Some people like that. I like having my space, and one of my best friends lives right on the other side of the wall. One of my really good friends lives down the hall. And one of my other really good friends lives around the corner.
So even though we're in singles, it doesn't feel isolating, because we leave the door open, we hang out in the hallway.
Definitely. I like brushing my teeth and seeing my friend Sarah. Like, it's a good way to start my morning. All right.
Oh, Gabriella Bell! Do you remember me from Women of Distinction? I'm so excited you're coming.
Gabriella asks, do you know any non-binary or genderqueer Smithies? Do your friends use gender-neutral pronouns, and is it generally well-received, respected at Smith? Is there visibility of non-binary students or a non-binary community? That's a really good question. If you're... She remembers you. Are you guys together? Like, in the same room? There's like a 15-second delay, so you won't hear this for another couple seconds. It's like we're in space. But to answer Gabriella's question, for those of you non-binary, is like people who don't really identify as like men or women. They're kind of somewhere in between, or they just don't identify in the spectrum at all. And what she means by pronouns is, I learned a lot of this when I got to Smith. So if you guys don't know it, that's totally okay.
And there's orientation too.
Yeah, you'll get it. Googling before doesn't hurt, though. Pronouns, so some people don't use she, her, or he, him. Some people use they, them, or...
Z's, there.
Yeah, so there's lots of different things. And yes, there are a good number of students who identify as non-binary or they, them. A lot of professors are really good. You will go around and say pronouns, especially in org meetings. Anything student-led, you're probably going to say your pronouns when you introduce yourself, which is nice because it's not a super othering process, I guess.
Even though it's women's college, we don't assume that everybody here identifies as a woman, which I think is progressive.
Oh, you're talking on the group chat. You guys are really cute. What is Smith like for LGBTQ students? It's great. Leigh, are you calling?
My mom is trying to FaceTime me.
Oh no.
Sorry, Mom.
You're talking in the group chat. Wait, I have a present for you. Let me get it.
Drum roll, please.
It's in my pocket. So, I made all of you a present, and all you have to do is come to Smith to get it. You can either, if you come for a tour or you come to open campus, you're gonna get one of these nifty little buttons. And if you're on Smith by Smithies, you've seen this, but look how cute it is. It says Smith 2020 on it. I don't know if it's like reversed on the screen, but they're so cute. You want to put one on? We'll put them on for you.
I love you, class of 2020 already.
You're really cool. We're really excited to see you on campus. You should say hi to us, but like tell us who you are. I feel like we're at open campus already. This is exciting.
I saw a question about.
Wait, I'm going back to Gabriella says, thanks for knowing or about this. I prefer they them pronouns now, so I've been wondering about this. You will totally be good to go at Smith. Best worst parts of being a Smith student.
Wow, that's a big question.
The cups are really small in the dining hall, so I've taken to using more than one per meal, and I feel kind of bad about that because it's using more water to wash them, but also I want to be hydrated. So that's my lesser favorite part of being a Smith student is the cup size. the best part of being a Smith student, there's so many good things about being a Smith student.
Well, this is random, not my absolute favorite, but something I just found out that was really cool is that I don't know how to find library books in the library. They give you really complicated call numbers, and I haven't figured out that skill yet. But I did find out how to order books from other campuses, which there are just millions to choose from.
There
other
are
campuses,
millions.
So any book you need, I'm never buying a book for class again. Pro tip, everyone watching, when you get to Smith, do not buy books from the bookstore. Get them from the library, from Hampshire or Mount Holyoke or Amherst. So even though I can't find them in the Smith library, even if it says online that they are available in the Smith library, I just order them from the other campuses so they get delivered right to the desk.
It's nice. And also, if you like somebody, I like to write in my textbooks and everything. We have like textbook groups and free and for sale groups on Facebook, so you can find the textbooks you need for your class really easily. And like I bought like 4 books for one class for $20, which is a steal. Textbooks are very expensive, friends.
I wish there were more professors of color at Smith College. They're working on it, I know.
Yeah.
That's something I wish because it feels very white sometimes. Also,
true.
Hey Iris, you're going to Discovery Weekend.
Yay!
And you can't wait. I help run that program, so I'm really excited to meet you.
I'm hosting for Discovery Weekend. I signed up to host 2 of you for Discovery Weekend. So 2 of you might get to stay in this lovely room.
This is a very lovely room.
Oh, one of my favorite thing about being a Smith student is probably the community here. Both the community we include, like when we bring people in, like Gloria Steinem came the other night, which was amazing.
They brought Viola Davis here tonight.
Yeah.
How to Get Away with Murder, shout out.
Yeah, and then just also like Leigh and I did not know each other until a couple months ago, until January we met, and I like her so much. She's really great. I mean, my boss always says, like, I'm really lucky that we like each other so much because we're in 2 classes together and we work together. But, like, she's my friend date to my house spring weekend on Saturday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll see you April 14th, too, Ellie Danford. You should come find us at Open Campus. Meet you. That's a good question. That's very important, Ellie.
Well, did you know that there are how many dining halls? 14 dining halls at Smith.
There's a lot.
And every
Do you guys want to see the app?
Has different menus.
So you have the Smith College app.
Download it now, and you can see what you'll be getting.
See what we eat. Yes, just see what we eat. Like, okay, what was that Cutter's eat for dinner? Chicken pad thai, vegetable pad thai, rice noodles, broccoli and cauliflower, and green tea ice cream. So download the Smith College app. I didn't expect to be plugging this app during this chat.
Yeah.
But you can see what we're eating right now. It's pretty good.
There's a huge range of food.
Mm-hmm.
There are vegetarian options. There are gluten-free options. There are vegan options. I live in Wilson House, and we have a vegetarian vegan dining hall. I love living in the quad because there are 8 dining halls to choose from just in the quad, and different things. Also unlimited dining. So if you want to get dinner at one dining hall and dessert at the other, you just swipe in. They don't care.
Yeah.
Get whatever you want.
I want to answer your other question, Ellie, about food. Ellie says, I love to cook. Are there kitchens in the houses? Also, are people good about eating leftovers if you ask them? Yes. Like in my house, we have a table where, like, if you have extra food, like, we just put it there. But we have, like, my house has a kitchen. A lot of the houses that, especially the ones that don't have dining halls, have full kitchens. And there's several with dining halls that also have kitchens, like Northrop. And I love to bake. I have a birthday cake I made for my friend from a week and a half ago.
A lot of people keep mini fridges too. Every house and every floor, I think, has a mini fridge. Is this true?
Yeah, a lot of houses have kitchenettes. It's like really well set up. We saw a really nice setup in Lamont the other day.
Oh yeah,
that was nice.
But did you say this already? The houses that have dining halls generally don't have kitchens,
but some do.
Some do, but if your house doesn't have a dining hall, it will have a kitchen for sure that you can cook in.
Yeah,
I have a mini fridge which I really like.
It's nice.
I like icy cold beverages at the end of the day.
I share one with the person who lives next door to me, my friend Eliza. She we were suite mates for 2 years, so we shared a fridge then, and we still share a fridge.
Gabriella always looks at the app and imagines what they would eat if they were on campus.
Same. Sometimes I look at it like when I'm like home over winter break, and I'm like, what are people at Smith eating tonight? Grace is currently downloading the app. Good for you. Let's go back a little bit.
Someone asked about being in an all-women's environment.
I like it.
Me too.
I'm really down.
Me too. I'm only going to have it for 2.5 more years, too. I think it's really cool because in my classes, we talk about being in an all-women's environment in a really interesting way. So in my introduction to anthropology class, we talked about gendered speech, how girls tend to go up at the end of their sentences, how they say like more, how they, before they say anything, they say like, I don't know if this will be right, but ... And boys don't do that. So that's just something I'm aware of now. I wouldn't have been aware of that if I went to a co-ed school. So it just makes me look at the world in a completely different way. You won't get it if you don't come here.
And I think one thing I really like about it being a women's college is we just start at a higher place because we don't have to establish like gender. Like we don't have to be like, well, as a woman, here's my perspective on this. Like we get it. Like we have different experiences of being a woman, but like we get it and we can just like go from there. So I feel like you start at an elevated discussion, which I really, really like.
Julia, do you guys know about the work study experience at Smith?
Yeah, 60% of people are on work study, so it's really, really common.
And there is I don't know if you'll be able to look at it now actually, if you're not on Wi-Fi, but there's a website called JobX, and that's where all the different employers post their jobs. So I got a job working in the admissions office, which I really like. We work together at the Office of College Relations, which we really like. So the jobs totally vary from working in the dining hall to working at the athletic facilities, and you are eligible to work up to 12 hours a week. The money, it doesn't go straight to tuition. It goes into
your bank account.
Yeah.
We have direct deposit. First year you'll work in a dining hall. Everybody almost always works in a dining hall, but Eliza works in our botanical garden for her work study now. She's a junior. She's done that for 2 years. So it's really cool.
And
she loves it.
If you have federal work study too, there are other options that you can do as well. So my friend who has federal work study goes off campus and she volunteers at Homework House, which teaches kids in William to read.
Ellie, are you asking us about our favorite type of cupcakes, or are you talking to each other?
Let's just answer.
Okay.
Carrot cupcake.
Carrot, ooh, with cream cheese frosting?
And little carrot frosting.
With the little, I am very partial to a funfetti cupcake or cake of any kind.
Rainbow cupcake.
Ooh. Sydney Scott says, that's a loaded question. Maybe it is.
Me too, Ellie. Viola Davis. Me too.
Are there still jobs available for students on campus if you aren't in work study? Yes.
They give priority though to the students who are on work study. So the students on work study will be able to sign up first, and then you'll be able to sign up after.
We're gonna take this one last question from Gabriella, and then we're gonna go back to Tumblr because there's a couple more questions have come in on Tumblr. Let's talk about J-term. The timing. What do we do during J-term essentially? So this campus opens up like really shortly after New Year's, and you don't have to pay extra to come back to your house, and there's dining, and you can take classes. I like to come back and just, because I'm from the West Coast, I like to come back and just get acclimated to the cold and the time difference. Some of my friends who live close by, we like to go hang out at their houses, so it could be a very chill time. Or there's 1, 2, 3, 4 credit classes offered, or really fun no credit classes that are often taught by students, which is just like, I think there was a knitting class over J-term.
There was a henna class. There was a design a website class, I think.
I almost registered for Yiddish for 4 credits.
That would have been intense.
That would have been really intense.
Yeah.
But at school, sometimes they bring in like people from outside the college to teach these classes, and that's really cool.
My friends were involved in something called the Lewis Leadership Program, which you had to apply for, and it was like an intensive leadership seminar.
Related to that, we got a question on Tumblr. Are there classes in J-term that fulfill major requirements?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you transfer in and you're behind your credits, that's a great way that people catch up.
They also have a lot of the intro to concentration credit classes during that time. So like the intro to book studies class is offered then. You don't have to be wanting to do the concentration. You could just take it for fun. But those are often offered during J-term. Another question from Tumblr, if your dorm doesn't have a kitchen, can you use other dorms' kitchen?
Hashtag houses, not dorms.
Yeah, if you have a friend, like Leigh came over here and baked with me not long ago, you can't just go and use their kitchen. Yeah, because it's like you're a random person. But there are some kitchens on campus that are available for everybody. You just have to reserve them. So there's one in the campus center, and there's one in Unity House, which isn't a residence. It's a house for orgs related to Unity to use. Somebody says, Smith sounds like such an amazing college, but I'm a high schooler and my parents are totally at different pages when it comes to college. I'm sorry. Smith's a great school. Your parents should like it.
I know, and you're the one going to college, not them.
Yeah, I mean, your parents you should be on the same page. And parents are really influential with where you go to college, whether you know it or not.
I think that's why
I would write to us and tell us what they're skeptical about. We can help them. Just there's 33 people online right now, and that's really cool. I thought there was going to be like 2. So thank you guys.
And also, if this only goes to 9:30. So if you want us to do this again, write to us, please. And tell us.
We can come here again.
Yeah.
We really like doing this. This is a lot easier way for us to answer questions than writing it out.
If you are on if work study is part of your aid package, are you required to do it?
No, I know people who haven't done it. Are there human rights related courses offered at Smith? Yes. My same professor as I was talking about before, Carrie Baker, who is an attorney. Next semester, she's offering a seminar in sex trade and trafficking. So it's definitely, I would say, human rights related. But that's what comes to mind because I'm considering taking that. But there's lots of courses, and you can look at the Smith College course catalog without being on Smith Wi-Fi or having a Smith account. Just Google Smith College course catalog and tab over to course search and then do fall, and then you can look at departments, or you can look at PDF with just all the titles. And that's one really cool way to explore that. Definitely, I think it's cool because okay, so say you want to be a neuroscience major. I don't know, maybe neuroscience, I don't know anything about being a neuroscience major. Let's say you want to be an English major and you look at the class in the English department and at a school, and if there's no classes that really interest you, that's probably not a place you're going to be super happy. So I definitely think that's a really good way, if they're kind of on the fence, look at the classes that are offered and be does this sound interesting to me?
Can I answer a question?
Answer a question.
Okay, so hi, how does the Bridge program work? When do you apply? So every Smithy who is admitted who's a student of color who self-identified on the application is invited to apply for Bridge. And that's during the summer. You'll get the application and it'll notify you. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go because I got it too late and I'd already bought my ticket to come out from Hawaii, so that was no going back from that. But it's my biggest regret that I didn't do it because it's a great way for students of color at Smith to form a community before orientation even starts. Such regrets. Also, I didn't even want to, okay, another part of it was I didn't want to write an essay in the summer, but big regrets. So if you are interested in finding community with other students of color at Smith, please apply. It'll be great.
I have a question. Simona, if that's how you say your name, are you the one who messaged me on Tumblr and I told you I would show you around Baldwin during open campus? You should type it. There's a 15-second delay, so you'll get this message a couple seconds after. What is the difference between open house? It's open campus and Discovery Weekend, but it is an open house. So open campus, do you want to explain it? Because Leigh runs the show.
Sure. So open campus is on, wait, was the question, what's the difference between?
Yeah.
So open campus is April 14th. It's a Thursday night. And Discovery Weekend is April 14th and 15th. Students of color have all been admitted to come for Discovery Weekend. Your airfare or bus fare or train fare is completely paid for if you're a student of color. It'll be 2 nights instead of 1 night, which is open campus. I think a lot of parents come to open campus, right? Mm-hmm. So during those 2 weeks, so the main difference is that one is 2 nights, one is 1 night. One is designed to show the students that are students of color the opportunities we have at Smith. And I think those are the main differences. Yeah.
And Discovery Weekend has a little more programming set up specifically. This is how I was asking Karen.
Right. Also, but just all Discovery attendees will be able to go to open campus program.
Yeah, it's
an extra night.
Yeah, Discovery Weekend is just extra, an add-on after open campus. But open campus is going to be really fun. You get to take tours, you get to sit on classes, you get to eat lunch with people like us. You get to stay overnight in a Smith house. It's going to be really cool. We're having an ice cream truck.
I thought it was a secret, but our favorite ice cream store.
It's really good.
The famous Harold's in Northampton. We're bringing the ice cream truck. Please come.
Great.
Please come.
It's going to be really fun. Grace asked, is Smith College better than high school? Yes.
It's awesome.
Speaking of the class catalog, says Iris, which class do you recommend we check out during Open Campus Discovery Weekend? Do you know which ones are going to be open?
No.
we'll let you know.
But I would, if I were a senior in high school trying to figure out if I wanted to come to Smith, I would not attend one of those small seminars that only have five people who are seniors.
You want to take something that's like you're going to be taking as a first year.
Yes. And I think professors are aware that it's open campus, so there will be a lot of visitors, so I think they might try to target it towards that audience.
Yeah, like I had a lot of people in my American Studies class last year when I was a first year. Yeah.
If you want to check it out, I think it might be available right now.
Yeah.
The schedule of classes, and you would be here for Thursday and possibly Friday. So check it out.
Yeah, Thursday and Friday, because you stay Thursday night. Mm-hmm. So yeah, take something you're interested in. Like if you want to major in a science, don't necessarily go to a humanities class, and vice versa. Like take something you know you're going to be interested in. Sarah asks, how easy is it to get involved with admissions or house government as a first year? So they're kind of two separate questions. For house government, it's super easy to get involved.
It's so easy.
It's like you literally just like raise your hand and be like, I want to do it. And they'll be like,
that's
go.
Right. Okay, that's one great thing about Smith College and also Women's College in general. It's really easy and encouraged to be a leader, and they have so many opportunities for you to become involved with leadership positions. Admissions also, you can. One easy way to be involved with admissions is hosting a prosby. So for programs we have that are like Women of Distinction or Open Campus Discovery, we're always looking for hosts. And then after you've been at Smith for one semester, the application is available for you to become a tour guide. We're both tour guides. It's really fun. So you can become involved more your second semester.
Sadie said that the schedule of classes is online for Open Campus. So that's really cool. So you should go check that out. You just have to log in with your 99 number, and I think you can see everything. Sadie asked, I found someone that I want to be roommates with, and we mutually request each other to be roommates with each other. Is that a thing that can happen? Yes. Yeah. On your roommate contract, just be like, you just have to mutually request each other. Like, Leigh and I want to be roommates. I have to be like Leigh, and she'd have to be like Vanessa, and then be like, yeah.
Ellie, are you going to the Oral History of Lesbians class?
Oh, that's such a good class.
Documenting lesbian lives?
Kelly Anderson.
We have to take that next year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you going to take that next year?
If I'm not in Samoa, I'm thinking of something.
But it's in the spring.
Yeah, okay, Samoa.
I'll take it by myself.
All right. How many people are generally in your classes, Karen asks.
Karen, how many people are in your classes? It varies. It depends. Like, I'm in a 300 level Gov seminar. There's 8 of us. I'm also, like, we're in a 200 level anthropology class. There's more like, what would you say, 25? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My intro to environmental science class was upwards of 60. But the professor still knew all of our names.
Yeah.
Still had accessible office hours. So. Yeah,
and intro classes will be bigger. They're bigger everywhere. But a lot of times, like, intro to psych, intro to chem, intro to swag even, there's a big lecture once a week, and then you're in discussion section twice a week with one of the professors. So there'll be like 4, 5, 6, 7 professors rotating the lectures, and you'll be in a discussion section with one of them. So you'll get to, the nice thing is, like, I was thinking about majoring in swag, and wow, here I am. So I got to expose to 4 different swag professors, and then I took classes with the ones I was interested in. But then, so even though our lecture was like 100, our discussion section was like 14. Smallest class I've had at Smith was 4.
What class was that?
Intro to art history. There was a lot of sections offered, and this was the only one that met on Friday afternoons. That was a mistake.
Did you get close with the other classmates?
Yeah, we did. I want to answer this. I may have missed this. Do you want to answer that?
Simona. When you're deciding houses, can we choose a specific house or just an area of campus? You can only indicate the area of campus you want to live in.
You can, there's a comment section though, so if you were like, I know you want to live in Baldwin, so you can be like, I want to live in Baldwin, and here's why. Yeah, like, actually, somebody who graduated last year, like, their mom lived in Baldwin, their aunt lived in Baldwin, their grandma lived in Baldwin, like, she had every reason to be in Baldwin, so, yep, that's a thing.
Most people find, okay, I put that I wanted to live on Green Street, number 1, because when I looked through the housing, I thought that Green Street looked the prettiest, but I knew nothing about different house personalities, but I got placed in Wilson randomly. The opposite of Green Street, and I am so happy in Wilson. So I think most people, even if you don't get the house that you had really wished for, you'll still be happy. And if you're not, you can switch.
Somebody on Tumblr wants to know where you're studying abroad. That you're thinking about studying abroad.
I'm thinking about studying abroad in Samoa next spring. If you don't know where Samoa is, It's in the Pacific Ocean, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, about halfway between Hawaii and Australia. With SIT Samoa, that's the program I'd be going on. And do you want to say where you studied abroad?
I studied abroad in Denmark last semester in Copenhagen, and that was really cool. And I actually use what I learned there a lot, like especially in this politics of heterosexuality class that I'm taking. I talk about the differences between the United States and Denmark a lot, and I didn't really expect to do that, so it's pretty cool. Kelly asks, how helpful is the Lazarus Center in finding internships, exploring careers? What companies interview, recruit at Smith? Oh gosh, a lot. The Lazarus Center is really helpful. So the Lazarus Center for Career Development, they send us emails like every day. Bye, Leigh. Okay, so the Lazarus Center for Career Development, they'll help you with lots of things. Like they'll look at your resume and your cover letters. They'll help you with interview skills. They'll rent you suits if you need one for an interview. And then also they're really helpful with Praxis, which is our internship fund that every student gets. It's a couple $1,000s to do an unpaid internship. And they keep binders with every internship that people have done in the past so you can like reference those and figure out like what companies people have worked with before. The Peace Corps recruits at Smith a lot of banks. So if you're going into finance, you're set. But you get emails from Smith Recruiting and the Lazarus Center a lot, so they'll tell you who's coming,
a lot.
And you'll be really
Every
aware.
Single day they send emails. Okay, I just wanted to show this. I brought this in case it got slow, but you're asking so many questions, so we're not gonna get to play ukulele tonight. But I'm in ukulele club. Vanessa's best friend Quincy's in ukulele club. We meet once a week, sometimes more when we have gigs lined up. It's so fun. It's just the best place to jam.
Wait, did somebody ask me? Oh, do you
play?
Yes,
Claire.
Oh, Claire.
Please
I remember you,
join.
Claire. Claire, you're from Coronado, right? I know so many weird things about Coronado, California. No, I think, or maybe that's not you. I don't know.
No, I'm not gonna play a song, but I'll just play a chord. That was the C chord.
So Susanna wants to know about our study abroad experience. How was it, and how was the transition back to Smith? Okay, so I guess my study abroad experience, because Leigh hasn't gone yet. My study abroad experience was really great, and Smith was really supportive of me the entire time. And whenever I needed anything, like they were really easy to get in touch with by email. Like kind of a sad example, but I was in Paris during the attacks in November, and I was in touch with Smith quite a lot, and they were really supportive of me and making sure I had all the resources that I needed. And then my study abroad program was also really supportive, and I'm really grateful for that. I had really great professors. The professors and the people I met there really made it happen for me. I did miss having a semester at Smith. Sometimes I feel kind of gypped that I didn't get to take some cool classes, but also I think absence makes the heart grow fonder, and it's a really good experience to study abroad.
Fond now.
I'm so fond.
Oh, by the way, ukulele club shout out. If you liked what you heard and you want to join ukulele club and you don't have a ukulele, you can borrow ukuleles from the library.
Justin Performing Arts Library.
So you just check it out like you check out a book. So if you want to learn, it's a teaching club too. I'll teach you how to play some chords. We'll sing Ingrid Michaelson and Sarah Bareilles.
Will you have a table at Open Campus?
Yes, I think I'll be having a table. I'll have candy and ukuleles and songbooks. And I also think that the ukulele club is trying to make a little performance. So if anyone wants to come and jam, you'll get some info about that.
Gabriella thinks the ukulele club is so cute, and they love the videos.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you go on my blog, Leigh Johnston, you will see a post that I wrote about the ukulele club.
I'm really curious about this GroupMe chat. How many people are in the group chat or the GroupMe? Tell us.
How do we get added to it?
I don't want to be added.
I do.
We got a Tumblr for question. A question from Tumblr. Another marriage proposal, of course. Do you have tips for high schoolers who want to apply to Smith in the next few years? Keep your grades up, kids. Also, work hard. I think one really thing that can set you apart is kind of if you find something you really like early on in high school. For me, that was newspaper and publications. Keep going with it and grow in it. So I took on different editorships, and by my senior year, I was a section editor and the managing editor. I started my own magazine. That's not a story for right now, but I really took on it and got as much out of it as I could. And I think that set me apart personally as an applicant, but I know from talking to admissions officers that that's something important, that you aren't just jumping around, doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. It's better to invest yourself in something. I think back, 30, so regulars, that's really cool. 97, 95. Wow. You're cool, guys.
You are a quality squad.
Such a quality squad.
Holy.
So back, somebody asked about athletics. Oh, the Bipartisan Coalition. Let's talk about that later. But Iris asked about adjusting to campus if you ride early as an athlete. You're coming to play volleyball next year. How cool!
Gabriella is too, right, Gabriella?
You guys should talk. I think it's really great to come back. I didn't personally do that, but you're in like a built-in community, and they'll totally be there for you and like help you, and they're not going to just be like, oh, first year.
You mean the rest of the teammates?
Yeah, they're totally going to be like there for you, and there's going to be other people in your house.
And then I was a HONS this year, which is a member of House Council. HONS stands for Head of New Students. So our entire job, we have an extensive training about this, is how to welcome students into campus. We help move you in. Yeah, well, there will be students in your house who carry your luggage up to your room and make sure you feel comfortable and are. That's my first memory of Smith is Marnie help. She's like, you have a ton of stuff, don't you? And it's like, how'd you know? And then she helped me carry it up to the 3rd floor. Yeah. Sadie says, one of the tours you led had my best friend on it, and she said, you are a fantastic tour guide. Well, yes, I am a fantastic tour guide. I really am. I can give the tour right now if you wanted, but you should just come to Smith and see it anyway. Leigh and I give tours on Fridays, and we're around the admissions office. If you come not during open campus and want to see us, we're always there on Friday afternoons. Ask us more questions. Wait, I think there are more on, any more marriage proposals? Can students do praxis more than once? That's actually a really good question. Most students can only do it once. But if you are, they're introducing this, if you are a concentrator, which is things like Buddhist studies, women's education, archives, justice,
yes,
museums,
lots of really cool things. How that's different from like a regular minor, it's about the same coursework as a minor, but you also do 2 practicums, so internships basically, and you can get a second praxis to do a second internship basically, which is really cool. Do you need previous experience to fence at Smith? I think the answer is no. Yeah. Anybody is welcome to join the fencing club team. Also, can anyone ride the horses there? I don't think you can just jump on the horses and go. Yeah. You could go pet them, I hear. But my friend who had never done riding before joined an ESS class and did riding. So if you want to get involved that way. ESS stands for Exercise and Sports Studies. They are 1 credit classes, and I've tried a lot. I've tried Kung Fu, self-defense, tennis. I'm taking a rock climbing class right now. Sadie, there's not a, oh wait, no, Sadie didn't ask that. Simona, we don't have a rock climbing team, but our outdoor adventure program is really active, and they'll do rock climbing field trips. We have a Central Rock gym in Hadley, but we also have a rock climbing gym in our gym. There are contests. So. There are contests, and the open hours, I think, but every 6 days a week. It's really great. I love rock climbing. And that, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Mariama? Maybe Mariama. How are the gyms at Smith? The gyms are pretty great. They're all tailored to women's bodies, and all the cardio equipment has their own personal TVs. So if you need to watch the Kardashians to keep running, you can. And it's nice because it's the fitness center is between 2 older buildings that have been like created into a new building. So it's really light and airy, and it doesn't get all hot and sweaty and gross, which I like. And the equipment's really nice and well maintained. Sadie asks if there are religious organizations at Smith. I'm in my school's Christian fellowship, and I'd like to continue it. Yeah, there are. I'm somewhat involved in the Hillel group at Smith. There's a Christian fellowship. Al Iman, which is the Muslim student group, is really active. I think they have about, they have 100 members? 95. Yeah. I just wrote this down. So that's pretty cool. Ellie asks if we can talk about the theater program, especially the technical section. Sure. Well, I don't know anything about the theater program. You can take theater tech classes, so you don't have to be a theater major to get involved. But Ellie, if you would like to know more about the theater program, drop us a message on Smith Reviews, and I will connect you with somebody who is in the know. Somebody asked, I'll get to you, Julia, in a second, but somebody wrote in a little while ago and asks, I have a question for any dancers or anyone familiar with the dance department. Can you audition for Ballet 5, the highest level ballet class as a first year? If so, when does this audition take place? So I asked my friend Quincy, because she was in a similar situation when she came into Smith. So you do audition. She says to email Roger Blum, B-L-U-M, and explain your dance experience, and he'll give you the audition info. And Quincy says when she did it, it was actually at Hampshire, but she said, don't stress, super chill, just a formality, assuming like you have the appropriate dance experience to be in Dance 5. Oh right, Bipartisan Coalition. Let's do that. Bipartisan Coalition is new on campus this year.
It's very active.
It's very active. They host a lot of speakers. Sometimes they'll do it in conjunction with Smith Democrats. They're doing an event I just saw a flyer for with Smith Republicans. There are Republicans here. So that's cool. I've never been to a meeting or anything, so I can't say a lot about that, but they do host, like, they brought Ben and Jerry from Ben and Jerry's, like, the ice cream, to Smith, and I went and saw them.
They were advocating for Bernie.
Right.
I think the meetings that I've seen, it seems like they talk about current events, they have debates. Students who are into government like it, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's good. It's healthy. You're welcome, Grace, for telling you about dance. Julia asks,
Hey, Parrish.
Parrish, you work at Ben & Jerry's? How cool. We met your bosses. Julia asked, do students feel safe on campus? Yes. I mean, I do. Do you? There's no reason not to.
We have a blue light system, so wherever you are on campus, these blue lights are shining, and they have 911 boxes. Campus police comes. If you need it, I've never been in that situation.
I've never even heard of anybody using it, but it is. Yeah.
They also just revamped the system, so it's harder to get in the houses.
Yeah. We have really good security, and even Northampton, which is like really close to Smith, is like this.
Hey, Parrish. Keep talking.
It's really safe. It's. I feel very safe here. And probably I feel more safe because I know what to do if I ever felt unsafe. I have like campus police's number in my phone and everything.
Yeah, they go over all that in detail during orientation.
Quincy keeps Snapchatting me, and I'm scared she's like Snapchatting me the live chat that I'm going to know you're watching. Quincy's my best friend. She's in Scotland right now. Hi, Quincy, if you're watching. We haven't seen each other in like 9 months, so this is a little rough.
Also on safety, I feel comfortable a lot of students here feel comfortable leaving their toiletries and their bathroom stuff in the bathroom. There are little cubbies where you can leave it, and no one steals your bathroom stuff. It feels like home.
Yeah, and people leave their shoes outside their room and everything.
Leave their doors unlocked. Some don't.
Yeah.
Some do.
Yeah, it's very common. Not that you should go around like testing that, but obviously you wouldn't. You guys are cool. Grace asks, what is it like living in Northampton? Northampton's a really cool place to live. Like, I see why a lot of people live here even if they're not in college. We have 7 live music venues. We went to a show at the Parlor Room last month. Are you going to
Julia Noon's
and the Mowgli's at Pearl Street nightclub.
That's the same weekend as Open Campus and Discovery Weekend. So if any of you want to stick around for Sunday, that concert will be great.
It's gonna be great. Tig Notaro's coming in May, as are the Indigo Girls, which is a big conflict for me because they're playing the same night as Quincy flies home. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Quincy told me I could go to the Indigo Girls.
Also, Grace wants to be Quincy's homie.
Quincy is the dancer. I'm sure she would love to be your homie. Quincy's really cool. So Quincy's also the president of Ukulele Club. She's also the president of Fiber Folk, which she started. It's like the knitting club of Smith, but they do like they're open to like all fiber arts.
Also, doesn't Quincy do printmaking? Some parents just asked about printmaking.
Oh, I have a question about printmaking in my packet that she helped me answer. Annalisa helped me answer because they both do that kind of stuff. Like there's printmaking and then there's like typesetting. Wait, there's something I wanted to answer. Quincy, if you're here, can you like just type the answer to the printmaking question? Sarah wants to know when we get information about housing. Probably July. Or yeah, I'd say July. I'll keep you posted.
Quincy's real popular in the chat.
Sarah says, go see the Indigo Girls. I apologize to Quincy, but the Indigo Girls are an amazing live show. I will keep that in mind. Yes.
Olivia Aluminum Foil. Vanessa answered earlier that about 40% of students take classes on the other 4 colleges.
Are there any triple majors at Smith? Somebody from Tumblr wants to know.
Nope.
No, That would be intense.
You know, something I learned is the double majoring thing is just kind of a label. You can take all the classes you want to.
I'm
you don't
like
need the label.
basically double majoring in sociology, except there's two like I don't want to take statistics or theories, so I'm just not doing it. And like it doesn't take anything away from my credential, so I don't feel weird about doing that. Somebody says, I'm going to apply early decision in the fall. If I get in, can I petition for a gap year? I don't, and she asks, is the process different for early decision versus regular decision? I don't think so, but I mean, you can petition.
Is it going to shut off at 9:30?
I don't know. It's still going.
If we shut off, we apologize. Parish.
I hate to be that person, but how is the dating scene for a heterosexual girl? Fine. There's boys in your class and you can go take classes at 5 colleges. Your friends have friends who are boys. Yeah.
And Parish, would my BF be able to stay with me if he came to visit? Yep. If you have a roommate, you should probably work that out. And at the beginning of the year, you'll have a roommate contract where you talk about guests. Oh, also, if on the roommate form, they will ask, are you okay with having overnight guests?
Yeah.
So put yes if you want your BF to stay with you.
Hi, Quincy. She just got on.
Lady Quincy.
Yeah, so like we said, also everybody will have like all the houses at the beginning of the year vote on what kind of policies they want. So whether it be like even for using the bathrooms. So like, are we comfortable with everybody who like any guests in the house using all the bathrooms, or do we want to designate like different bathrooms for people who don't go to Smith?
Only
bathroom. Thanks, Quince. This has been really fun. I feel like we should start to wrap it up because we said we would be here for an hour. But do you want to do this? Oh, it's great. It's fine. Don't worry. There's always vegetarian
dining halls.
I've been a vegetarian for 9 years, and I wasn't about to change for college, and it's been fine.
Do you guys want us to do this again? Please comment.
Yes. I feel like we answered a lot of questions. And that was really good. And you guys mostly stayed online. We got more viewers as the night went on. I don't know. Should we answer more questions? Do you guys have more questions? We have like lots of questions from Tumblr, but
what are the most feasible ways to get around off campus to areas such as New York, New Hampshire, and Boston? Peter Pan bus line, Van Gogh.
You should do it again. Okay, we'll do it again. This is fun.
Let's do our happy dance.
What's our? Oh.
Somebody said that they got waitlisted.
Oh. Do you want to talk about that?
Do you want to talk about
that? Okay. We love you too. But okay, so here's the deal with waitlist. It's not like this isn't really an admission secret, but it's not on the list. Like there aren't like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you're not like number 5 on the wait list. So say Leigh chose not to come to Smith. They would want to find somebody with similar background, similar academic interests, similar geography. So like somebody also from Hawaii, not just a number. So you should express your interest in Smith. So people like it can't hurt for us to know how much you want to come here.
I hope you get in.
Yeah, we hope you come here. Like that would be great. I'm glad. And I think even just like talking to this chat, like that's awesome. So I don't really know like the official protocol. I've never asked that, but that would be my advice to like make your interest known.
You cannot bring your cat to Smith. This is one of the questions that we've received, unless you have a medical reason, like a therapy cat. There's someone in my house who's a therapy cat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All houses have Big Sib, Little Sib, and all houses have Friday tea. Although some of them have Sunday.
Yeah. Somebody a while back was really excited about Alison Bechdel, and I hope you saw the video of me crying because I'm excited too. That's on Instagram, I think. No, I don't think we ended up putting it on Instagram.
Tumblr.
It is on Tumblr. Thank you for everyone who checks the blog every day. I feel bad. I don't want to stop because we keep getting more people viewing. Hi, Hannah, who wrote in. Who was accepted to the class of 2020? You wanted to know about Model UN and debate.
I know there's a debate society. I don't know about Model UN.
That was Grace's question about the cat.
Do you know about Model UN?
No. Sorry. Okay, we answered that.
So if you guys, there were a lot of questions, and if we didn't get to one of your questions, If you are dying to know the answer, feel free to write again, and we will know that you didn't get your question answered, and we'll be sure to answer it next time or write you back.
Erica wants us to keep going.
Oh, Erica.
The video, Iris loves the video of me crying.
No
I'm glad.
No offense.
Did you answer what's the cheapest way to get around off campus?
Peter Pan or
Yeah.
Van Gogh Express.
Yeah. And then like within the valley, there's the PIVTA, which is the bus that goes between the 5 colleges. It's free.
And Zipcar. Zipcar accounts are free too, I think, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. Don't quote
We
me.
also have Uber in the valley. Something to think about.
You can bring a car after your first year.
That too. Bikes! Super free after you like pay for the bike. Is there any sort of club fair at the beginning of the year for first years? Or not just first years, anybody. Yes. We have more viewers than ever before. We can't stop,
we can't stop. My first year, I signed up for 28 clubs.
That's a lot.
And I just got their emails all year, and I never said take me off your list. I still get some of them.
Nice to know what's going on.
Yeah, I like knowing what's going on.
First years can take 5 college courses. The question is, can first years take 5 college courses during their second semester? Yes, you just can't take them during your first semester.
Also, did all of you submit your thingy to the Smith the 2020 page, the Facebook page where we get profiles?
We're about to put up, Leigh just put a bunch together yesterday, and I'm going to queue them all up tomorrow. So your faces will be known to everyone.
Bike rental program, yes.
Oh, yeah.
The bike kitchen. You pay $20.
Yeah, I'll teach you to ride a bike, Ellie.
You pay $20 a semester, you get the bike, the helmet, the lock, and then you return it. A lot of people have problems storing their bike over the summer if they live far away, so the bike rental program is really good.
I will have a bike riding seminar, and I'll teach you all how to ride a bike. A lot of people are commenting that they want me to teach them to ride a bike, and I can do that for you, sure. Some people ask about bed sizes, which can be misleading. I understand from Smith Cripps because some people are like, you say, yeah.
And Gardner.
Oh, yeah. So a lot of people are like, you say that everybody gets whatever, like a single, but there's doubles. But a lot of the rooms we post on Smith by Smithies are doubles, but we only like had permission to photograph like the one roommate's half of the room, so we don't put the other roommate's name. I think maybe it would be helpful if we put it that it was a double. And then some people like supersize it, but they bring their own
bed. You have a dingle is a double that only one roommate is living in, so it's turned into a single, then sometimes they push together the beds, so that's why it might look like a king size bed. And if you want to bring your own bed, and that's why perhaps you've seen a larger bed, then you have to ask facilities management to remove your bed, and they might charge you money for that.
You guys want to follow me on Instagram like this person just did? It's Vanessa Pius. I know a lot of you already follow me on Instagram. Grace, I think you follow me on Instagram. I see you. I appreciate the likes.
At LJohnny. LJOHNNYY.
She has a good Instagram.
You too.
Thanks. Somebody asked, what's Jewish life like on campus? I talked about this briefly, and they asked, is there a Hillel, or is there a synagogue in town? Also, are there any good spots to get sushi? I don't know if sushi is related to being Jewish on campus.
I would say.
Thanks, Sadie.
I miss sushi.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't eat fish, so.
I miss eating sushi. Coming from the Pacific Ocean, where there's a lot of abundance of fish, I don't think the sushi here compares. But there are places. A lot of people like Osaka. A lot of people like Taipei, Tokyo.
Thanks, guys.
Did I get follow requests, man?
Julie, Jewish life is like pretty good. It's pretty chill. Like a lot of things. There are events. Okay, I should stop looking at my phone.
Yes. Oh yes. I see you. Yes. Mackenzie, Olivia, Parrish, Sarah, thanks for the follows.
You're great. Yeah, there's a Hillel. We have Shabbat every Friday night, which is always really nice. We just had a Purim party. I think we're doing something for Passover. So it's really nice. I don't go to synagogue, so I don't know where the closest synagogue is. I don't think there's one like right downtown on Main Street, but there's definitely one in town. I know that. I think we actually got Snapchat. You guys can't follow me on Snapchat until you guys get here. Once we're friends. That's for my real friends. But I want to start a we're real friends, yeah. I want to start a Smith by Smithies Snapchat over the summer. I think I'm going to continue to run this, and I'm going to make a video. My plan, if you guys are into this, like tell me so I can tell the authorities. I want to make a video every week answering like 10 questions, kind of like what John Green and like Hannah Hart and those kind of people do. They would just add like rapid fire answer a bunch of questions, and you could like Snapchat me like Smith by Smithies your questions and that kind of stuff. Would that be fun? I don't know.
Anything you recommend buying or bringing to put in our houses?
Lamp.
Lamp. The lighting is great in this room due to this lamp. Can I show them your lamp?
Sure.
Lamp?
That I actually was willed that
Twinkle
though.
lights?
A blanket. I have like 8 blankets. I'm a chilly person, but the heating is really good.
What? Let's see.
Okay, so you guys are saying yes to the video and the Snapchat, I guess. I'm guessing.
Maybe I wanted to see your lamp. Maybe that was the guess.
Oh, okay.
I like having a mini fridge because, like I said before, I like having icy cold beverages at the end of the day.
That's nice. Or cheese.
House tips from Gabriella.
Oh, not dorm tips. Because they were just dorm tips. Also, like if you're a really sensitive sleeper, fridge not so good an idea because it does make noise. So.
Oh, here's a good house tip. If you want a really nice aesthetic, you should get curtains because we go see a lot of rooms because we are in charge of doing Smith Cribs. So if you've seen any of the nice, I think the nicest rooms always have curtains and twinkle lights.
Yeah, that's
Oh, and a rug makes it feel.
Rug. We're sitting on a rug right now. I stole it from my house at home.
I didn't bring everything my first year though. No. I accumulated over the time
totally. Like maybe you saw when Leigh turned it around to show you the lamp. I have a chair. I bought that on free and for sale. We got a couple more questions on Tumblr. Can students take 5 courses per term? Yeah, you can take a max of 24 credits. Most people take 16 is like average. So that would be 4 credit classes.
Test optional school?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So how that works is if you submit your test, it's considered. If you don't submit your test, it's like 0 to 0. Like they don't make any assumptions about why you didn't submit it. Are there study abroad programs in the Middle East, North Africa for students that take Arabic or Hebrew? Yes, there are. And you can, if you want to see details of that, you can go on the 40 people watching. Oh my gosh! Just Google like Smith Study Abroad, Smith approved programs, and it'll show you everywhere.
What homework do you have to do tonight, Vanessa?
I don't have class tomorrow, Leigh. Do you have class tomorrow?
No.
Wow.
I have a 3-day weekend every week.
I have a 4-day weekend every week, except I go to work on Friday and Monday, so not really. Well, Grace, yes, don't do it. Don't take 20 credits first semester. 18 academics, don't do it. I have a list somewhere that I will be digging up for you. It's 20 20 things to do instead of taking 20 credits your first semester. Like you can find it on Smith with Sophia. Don't do it. Like, why?
You have 8 semesters here to take all the courses you want to. I know it's tempting because there are so many great courses, but it's important your first semester, I think, to really work on adjusting to college, work on making friends, and you will have 7 other semesters to take the courses you want to, and it's really important to get friends. Yeah,
and second semester first year, I only took 13 credits, and it was fine. That's fine. And I head on credits now at this point. I only need 30 credits during my senior year instead of 32.
Parrish, I identify with you. Can't bring everything back to Hawaii either, or San Diego.
No. My mom made me try first.
Oh my god.
I don't understand why I'm bringing my winter coats to California.
They give you every house has a basement with a trunk room, and that's where Smithies store their trunks. They give you 5 stickers, but if you have 5 stickers to put on as whatever objects you want to. So you may put a sticker on that large chair, or a lot of people use plastic bins, those like large, how many gallons? 40, 80? I don't know.
Not 80.
I don't know.
Like 50, I don't know.
But they're like huge plastic bins. And you stick them down there and they let you store it. It's great.
Grace, I see your emoticon, the frowny face. You'll thank us later. Do it, but also
you'll learn.
Yeah. Especially if you want to, what if you want to do a performance and then you're going to be having that's time is going to be taken up, and it can be really good to have a lot of structured time. I was on crew my first year, and that really helped me structure my life because there were so many places I had to be, but that was also social because I got to I made friends with a lot of people on the team, but just something to consider. Sadie says, I'm volunteering at the theater table at my high school for accepted students day tomorrow. Any tips for talking to people? Grace, you can double major anyway. It doesn't matter. You'll be fine. Talk to Sadie.
Talk to your advisor next. Okay. Yeah. If I say go to all the classes you want to. This is what I always do.
Yeah.
you can go to them the first day and then eliminate the one you like the
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, like over-register by one class.
Grace, no.
Grace,
Take a few deep breaths.
Grace.
Let's
Yeah,
do it with
listen
her.
to Ellie.
Ready?
Oh my God! Lyle!
Lyle! Green!
Ms. Green. Is there some sort of zine club collective library at Smith? Next semester at Hampshire, I want to take this class called Beyond the Riot, and it's all about zines, and we go to the different 5 colleges and look at their zine collections, including the one at Smith. And I'm trying to start a zine club, so I hope you come. Leigh. That's pretty.
Hey, Leigh.
Jade, I love how much you guys love Smith. Yeah.
We
Like-
have our ups and downs, though.
Yeah, like, I think you have all the conflicts like you normally do, and we're just very, like, Leigh and I are very positive people, but there are definitely some days where we walk into the office and we're, like, sprawled on the floor and we're having a rough time, but, like, I think having the community around it makes it a lot easier, and we just feel so supportive. Sadie, welcome to Zine Club. Leah says that's so groovy.
I really hope you guys choose Smith.
Yay for Zine Club. I'm working on it. I'm trying to charter it, but I actually need to go file the paperwork. I'm sorry. Wait, we missed a question in trying to calm Grace down about her. Oh, we were going to give Sadie advice.
You will learn about the Stress Olympics at Smith.
No, we were going to give
Keep
Sadie
that in the back of
advice.
your head. Sadie.
She's doing Accepted Students Day. She's running a theater table. Ready to sneeze.
Do you have candy? I always like to bring candy to tables.
I also advised asking questions of people, like what they're interested in, because
Hey, where are you from?
yeah. Oh yeah, especially because they're accepted students. Because then you learn what they want to know, and you're not just like giving them information that they don't really care for. Julia asks if we ever feel homesick and how do we cope. I think especially being so like many time zones away from home, Leigh and I can really relate to that.
I do feel homesick.
Bless you. Because there's a 15-second delay, so they just heard me sneeze. I sneezed.
Oh.
You guys are so funny.
Did you like our collective deep breath? I like that.
But yeah, I do feel homesick. I actually felt most homesick my sophomore year. The sophomore slump is real, and then I definitely was homesick while I was abroad. I don't go home that often, not because I don't want to, but because it's expensive and it's far. Somebody asked me on a tour a couple of weeks ago, and Mom was like, "What's missing from Smith?" And I was like, honestly, my mom. Like, I wish she was closer.
Me too. I have 2 moms, so I really miss my mom.
I miss my dad too. My dad's really good over the phone though. I was really like anxious, and we Skyped the other day, and he like helped me and talked me through it, and it was good.
Yeah, FaceTime, Skype.
I can't imagine people going far away to school or studying abroad when Facebook and Skype and everything weren't a thing, because writing letters
takes too long.
And my friend in Scotland right now, hi Quincy, we FaceTime. We talk FaceTime audio twice a day, and I feel like we know what's going on with each other's lives, which is.
They went shopping together.
We went shopping together. I put her on the bench in the dressing room, and she gave me comments on the clothes I was trying on. It was really nice. And then we had a dance party together the other night. It was really nice. Sadie goes to boarding school, so she has tips for homesickness too.
All right, guys.
Let's answer 3 more questions tops. So we got one from Tumblr. Can students who weren't recruited try for varsity sports? Yes, we both have.
I just randomly joined the tennis team this semester. It's great. But actually, I mean, some sports are different than others, so it depends what you are interested in. I know the sports that are more competitive and probably want you to be in contact with the coach. If anything, you should contact the coach right now and see if they are still looking for class of 2020 people. But I think sports that really don't take people are softball, basketball. Those are the ones I know for sure.
Oh, Quincy's texting me. We're going to stop soon. We're going to take 2 more questions, and only 2 more. We haven't gotten any.
The cat doesn't count.
The cat doesn't count.
That's a question. But no, you probably can't have it visit.
People's dogs come to visit, though.
There's an alpaca. Buzz, the therapy alpaca that comes to campus, so you'll get an animal fix once in a while.
Yeah, there's pet day. It's all good. All right. Oh, we got 2 more questions. Jade asked, is there a musical environment on campus? Oh, wait. And it's not in tune. I'm not going to play it.
Yes.
Yes, so the answer is yes. People jam. It's fun. Quincy and I will jam all the time with other people.
Okay, so
Bye, Iris.
bye, Iris.
Olivia asks, is there a college writing adjustment program of some sort at Smith? Yes. Yeah, writing intensives.
So there are no requirements at Smith for academics except for the writing intensives that you have to take. Writing intensives vary. Mine was a first year seminar called Curry, Race, Gender, Sexuality, and Empire, all about the politics and history of Indian food. We ate a lot of Indian food. It was great, and I became a better writer. I also took another one because I felt like I really wanted to be adjusted to college writing, so the second semester I was here, I took writing about home, which is an English one.
And there's lots of support. Like there's the Jacobson Center for Writing, which is really helpful, and professors are really willing. Like it's not like high school where if you like ask, like professors will like look at your paper after you write it and like give you feedback, and then you turn it in for a grade after you make edits. So it's really nice. It's different. All right, it's been lovely chatting with you all. You guys are great. We're very excited to see you at Open Campus and then on campus in the fall.
Please tell us if you're here and you see us. It won't be weird if you're just like, I know you, I see. Please do. I'd love to meet you. It's my favorite thing when I get to meet prospective students.
Gabrielle, I'm glad we made you excited. I'm really glad. This is really fun. We were like not sure how this was going to go. So I'm really glad you guys were into this. We love doing it. We'll definitely do this again. We'll keep you posted on when that's happening. Tell us like the best ways to reach you on like Tumblr, Facebook, like Instagram. Like where do you guys like find out about these kinds of things?
Maybe next time we'll only have questions coming in from one source too during, so we don't have to check Tumblr and.
Yeah, I mean, because YouTube, I didn't know if people are going to use this, so this is awesome. I'm really glad you guys are so interactive and asked so many questions because it would have been really awkward if you hadn't.
We will be around at Open Campus and Discovery Weekend.
Yeah,
we'll be on duty the whole time. So
yeah, you will be able to find us, and also like Simona's messaged me on Tumblr before. I don't mind that. Like Tumblr is actually like I feel like that's a good way for us to communicate. Reach us on Facebook. You guys like your Facebook 2020 page? There's a 15-second delay, so I will find out if you like the 2020 page. Okay. I don't really want to post on your group because that feels like an invasion, but if you guys want to like take what I post on the 2020 page, post it on the group, you can do that. You're welcome, Mackenzie. We really like talking to you. We'll be back.
If you didn't get your questions answered, send them in again. We're sorry. There's somebody.
Yeah. When should we do this again?
Same time, same place next week, I say.
I agree. We'll see you. I hope this time works for people. I'm glad we made you less stressed about college, Amy. I'm really glad you guys are finding your Smith community already. We'll talk to you on Tumblr and Facebook in between, but we'll see you here, same time, same place next week. All right, good night.
Love you.